Hey, what is going on everybody, and welcome to Fantasia. For today, we're going to be jumping into another session of Epic 7 out today. Got the official 8th anniversary update content news for you guys here, and there's quite a lot to unpack, but we're going to make sure to condense all of that information into a bite-sized video for your convenience and for your reference. But before we begin, of course, there's a ton of coupon codes that are available for you to redeem, not just the one that you saw on stream, so please be sure to check out the pinned comment down below where I've linked the website for you to go to redeem all these coupons and a ton of the coupons that are included there. Right now, keep in mind that part of the rewards here are going to be a 20 speed ring and 100 leaves, but those will not be available until after the update patch on August 27th, so do be sure to log in after that update to receive those rewards. So let's get started here with some big news featuring our anniversary units, right? Last year we got Genesis Roz and Lady of the Scales, who both made such a huge impact on the meta, but this year we have a unit called Lisette, which is actually gonna be DJ incarnate, basically. The goddess of the world will now be playable, which I think is absolutely amazing. She has a fantastic kit, which we are going to explore in a separate video, by the way, so do be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on that upload there. We also have Acolyte Kayron. We're gonna see his whole backstory, actually, from when he was a human before he became an Acolyte, and he will also be coming in the future as well as the story progresses. Now, we don't know anything about him, but we do know about the third unit that's going to be shown today, which is going to be Uncharted Pioneer Politis. Now, Politis is this is also going to be basically in the first ever world. She's going to have a story connected to Kayron and connected to DJ or Lisette, right? And she looks absolutely amazing. We do know her kit as well, and we're also going to be making a separate video on her. So again, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on that. Moving on, we have quite a big change coming to background battling, where we can now use up to 100 leaves to auto battle our farming modes for us, right? Which is really convenient, especially for those of us who don't want to keep resetting our hunts and our runs every single time. Now, one thing to note here is that background battling is now officially becoming background battling. Yes, that's right, you didn't hear it incorrectly. We can now play background battling in the background, which means you can close your app after setting it to run and it will still keep farming. Now, the speed at which you farm is also going to be saved, in which case it's going to take your fastest clear time and use that for background battling, which is amazing because you can essentially go in, optimize your runs, get them as fast as possible, and then just forget it. Or honestly, if you go to school, you go to work, it doesn't matter how long it takes to farm the stage, you just set it and forget it. When you come back from whatever it is that you were doing, whether it's actually studying or doom scrolling TikTok, then all of your stuff is going to be done for you. Now, when it comes to farming, one of the big things is you're going to have a bunch of equipment, and so if you're background battling, especially with 100 leaves, you're going to come back with too much equipment and not enough time to sort through all of it. In which case, Smilegate actually has implemented an equipment management system that allows you to auto-sell and extract gear that you have farmed. Think of the filters that we now have for summons, right? We can auto-sell like 3 or 4 star units and artifacts, but that is going to be for equipment now, which is going to be really convenient. So when you log back in, all you have to do is just enhance the pieces that you've filtered to keep, and there you go, right? So that is actually a huge change, and I really do appreciate that. Now, when it comes to the topic of actually farming equipment, they are revamping some of the modes that we use to farm. There are a couple of modes that are kind of not used by the players. One of them is Ogre's Armory, and they've been trying to revamp this for about a year now, but now they're gonna convert it into a brand new hunt. But with a new hunt comes new sets, and just conveniently, we have 4 of them that have been out of rotation that people have been wanting back, and that includes the Warfare, Riposte, Reversal, and Pursuit sets. So all 4 of these sets are now going to be tied to Ogre's Armory, which is now the new Ogre Hunt, which can only be played in otherworldly difficulty, but this allows you to farm for those pieces that we have been missing out on. The other mode that players don't really play much anymore is Rift, so what they are going to be doing is closing Rift, and they're going to be doing a little rework in progress in the background to kind of revamp it so that it is going to be more enjoyable and more worthwhile for us to farm. Next up is an aesthetic improvement to profile cards, where we're seeing an increase from 100 to 130 layers. So for those of you artists out there, this is a great time for you to start going back and maybe fine-tuning some of the pieces that you've created. On top of that, they are introducing new shapes and more colors for you to work with. And on top of that, it's a huge win, I think, for artists here, is that now you can do profile card sharing, which means you can take the profile cards that you've made and you can share them to anyone on your in-game friends list, which I think is an absolutely fantastic opportunity for you artists out there to actually maybe profit from some of the work that you do, right? And also, this is great for account security. You no longer have to have someone log into your account, make the profile card using your account. Now you can safely transfer it from player to player. Now, one thing to note is that you cannot alter anything that was sent to you, right? If you send a profile card, the other person cannot alter it, so it is now still your original work. And you also can't transfer stuff in the profile card that's like limited, that that the person you're transferring to does not have. So, for example, like the speed badge or something cannot be transferred because you can't lie about the stuff that you have, guys. Yeah, we can't have that happening. A brand new mode is going to be introduced as well for PvP lovers out there. This is meant to be a more casual, fast-paced, arcade-style PvP mode. You're going to be engaging in 3v3 combat. The draft is going to be insanely fast, where you get preset 3 units kind of thrown at you, and then you either accept or you re-roll, right? Once you accept the teams, you guys will go into the match, and your 4th unit, the unit in the back line of each of your matches, is going to be a Sentinel. And essentially, this game is going to be protect the tower, or defeat the opponent's tower, essentially. If your heroes get defeated in this mode, though, they actually do revive after a certain number of turns, and occasionally there will be fates that drop that give extra effects to the battlefield, and it'll either strengthen your teams or weaken your opponent's teams, right? Which I think is kind of cool to add that little element of surprise into the match, although I do feel like it can be a little bit upsetting if you're in a winning position and then your opponent just kind of luck sacks you, right? With a fate there, but hey, maybe that's all just fate. Anyway, moving on, there are going to be some ranking points associated with this mode, and you can also use those points to purchase things from the shop, which I think is pretty nice to get more rewards such as charms. And now, one of the biggest things with this update is the collaboration, and you guys probably heard by now, that's right, we're not getting a big major collaboration, actually, not with a big IP at least. We're just we're doing a collaboration at home with Chaos Zero Nightmare. Now, there are pros and cons that are associated with this. This collaboration is coming in September, and we are going to be introduced to 3 characters. Renoa, which is going to be a free ML5, and Haru and Mei-Ling, which is going to be 2 limited collaboration units, right? Now, pros and cons of a collaboration like this is that units that are introduced, because this is Smilegate's own IP, they can actually come back, rerun the units, they can buff them, they can give them EEs and update them without having to renew their licenses, right? That's really good. The downside is that, well, we don't have a bigger IP to collaborate with, which is a little bit of a shame, especially seeing that last year we got a Freerun collab, which was probably the best collaboration we've ever had in the game, beloved by the entire community. But yeah, this one, not as good, but hey, I'm gonna remain optimistic with this. Chaos Zero Nightmare, I don't play it myself, which is probably why I don't feel as much hype as someone else who probably does play the game, but I want to see it succeed, obviously, because I like Smilegate, and I want them to do well as a company, and cross-promotion of their stuff is not, like, unheard of, right? If you've ever played Fate games, like, Fate loves to collaborate with itself as well, with a lot of crossover content. So this could be pretty good for future collaborations, maybe sprinkling this in between, like, bigger IP collabs would be kind of cool. The fact that they can continuously update these units is obviously the biggest selling point, right? I just hope that the free units they give out aren't just going to be complete dog water. Like, the last free ML5 we got through a collaboration was Ainz, and look where he is now, right? One thing that is coming with the Chaos Zero Nightmare collab, though, is going to be something called Dimensional Exploration. This is going to be a new PvE mode where it doesn't actually require any currency, no stamina to enter these stages, and it's designed to be a roguelike style game where you play, and as you play, you'll get power-ups, and you'll be able to power up your characters and your skills, and hopefully over time advance through these stages, right? Now, one thing to know is that if you are a newer player and you don't have like all the units out there to use in this mode, there are going to be support heroes for you to choose from, which I think is great. There are going to be shop rewards that are available, but this mode is apparently supposed to be played in the long term, and people aren't expected to rush through the content, so the rewards are going to be something that you generate over time. And apparently this one is going to be themed with Chaos Zero Nightmare, but future updates, they do plan on having more Epic 7 themes incorporated into it, which I do like. Next up, we have a little bit of a controversial thing that was actually released here. The 2025 popularity poll winner was New Moon Luna, which means she gets a skin. And we've waited an entire year to get a bunny girl skin. Yeah, you know how they gave one to Empyrean Illinov and people hated it, and well, yeah, now they're doing it to the popularity poll winner, New Moon Luna, and she is going to be available just for free by logging in on August 27th after the patch, so do be sure to log in to claim this reward, right? Now, if you love bunny girls, then you're in luck, or you're probably one of the developers at Smilegate that has kind of a thing for bunny girls, because there are going to be even more bunny girls getting released later on. So, yeah, while I'm not personally a fan of this New Moon Luna design here, those of you guys who like this stuff, well, you're a big winner here. The 2026 poll, though, is going to be coming soon as well, and by participating in the poll and voting every day, you do get commemorative coins that you get to use in exchange for stuff in a shop, which is also nice. More rewards for all of us, right? I kind of wish, though, that like this year moving forward that they would have had two polls, like one for like a female hero category and one for a male hero category, so that we can at least see like a male skin getting created, because I think the last one was like Last Rider Crow or something ridiculous like that. We just don't get male skins anymore. Another big piece of news here, though, is that Epic 7 is now coming to Steam. By the end of 2026, it's planned for a Steam release where you can then link your Steam ID to your account. They'll also be introducing some controller support, which I think is pretty cool. And they're even opening a new server for beginner players. This will allow these players to participate in a separate pool, apparently, for Guild Wars and RTA and such. And then at a future date that's unannounced right now, they will eventually merge that server with the rest of us here, rest of us whales, I guess. They don't want us bullying all the new players in PvP, and yeah, that'll be kind of cool to see. And maybe in the future they're going to be doing this with other major updates where they create a new server, have new players come in, and then eventually transfer those players into the main server too. Next up on our list is going to be the Epic 7 World Championships. That's right, the annual event to see who the biggest whale in the world is in Epic 7. And we have the preliminaries beginning on September 12th, with the offline finals scheduled for November 28th. So definitely tune in for our streams when we cover those as they extend late into the evening. And to end things off for you guys here, there are plenty of anniversary events for us to grab goodies from. Starting with a massive free summoning event. I was telling stream when we were doing this live that I wasn't really too hyped about just getting like a couple hundred summons, right? It seems like we get free summons randomly, just like for half the weeks in the year we have like free summoning events going on, right? But they're really outdoing themselves here this time. 1,260 summons. That is 20 summons per day for 63 days. Now that is something to celebrate, and I'm super excited about it because this allows players to get more imprints, to get more copies of artifacts and stuff, to limit break them as well. This is a huge opportunity, especially because if we're doing it through the Covenant summons, then we have our wish list there, and so you can focus on which 5-star units and artifacts to pull for. There's also going to be a quick event that's going to be happening during this time called the Festival of Shining Memories, where you kind of relive and reminisce the last 8 years of Epic 7 while claiming some goodies along the way. There's also going to be additional rewards, including an 8th anniversary artifact that's going to be given out, a 5-star limited hero selector, a 5-star limited artifact selector, an unknown slate, a bottle of knowledge, and even a mana control catalyst selector, which is a very rare item and definitely highly valued. And last but not least, we can't have Epic 7 anniversaries without a 5-star selector of the Moonlight variety. So this time around, they are giving out a Natalon Academy ML5 selector, so you can choose actually from a pretty decent pool of units, including stuff like Boss Arunka, ML Peyra, Discipline Prefect Arya, Nurse Yoha, right? There's just so many strong units from that pool, and definitely exciting for those of you guys who are missing some of those units. But yeah, that is gonna be it here, guys. That is all the information that you need to know about the 8th anniversary update consolidated into one short and sweet video. If you want to see more of these types of videos because you don't want to watch a 2-hour stream at 3 a.m. in the morning, then do be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future content. And with that being said though, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Take care.